Hi, it's Heather from Strings and Threads. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for stopping by for a visit. Today is Moody Monday, and a brief recap of that is that this is about making hats and scarves for people who need them. It could be for the homeless, it could be for babies, it could be for veterans. I will put some links in my description to places that you can send them, but you don't have to mail out hats and scarves. I'm sure in your area there are people in need that will accept them if you go to your local hospital, your local homeless shelter. Some places, I know my area has a place called Wrap It Up Project, which they take their hats and scarves that were donated to them and they just drop them around town with a note that tells people that they can take them. I'm not sure that every town would have something like that, but that would be a fun thing to start if yours didn't. You know, you could just start off by doing it yourself, you know, making hats and scarves, saving them up, and then when you have enough, you can put a little note on them that says that these are for anybody to take, and just drop them around town, and you can see if others would want to join in with you. That would be a fun thing. But I was calling it Moody Monday because I thought it would be kind of fun to base your yarn on your mood. I had seen other people do that. It could be your yarn color, the type of yarn that you use, and then you could tell a story about why you used that specific yarn or yarn color to base it on your mood. And I thought it would be a fun way for us to get to know each other. But it might be too intimidating for some people because I haven't really had anybody who was wanting to join in with me yet. So if that's too intimidating, just don't even worry about the moody part. This is really more about the giving and something else I thought of, schools also take that. That's where I'm going to donate my first batch that I make. Everything I make from now until Christmas, I'm going to donate to my school. My school takes the hats and scarves, and they also take coats, but I'm not going to crochet a coat. And they distribute it among people within the district that have the need. And then if they have anything left over, they donate it into the community for the people in the community who are in need. But anyway, back to the moody part. It doesn't have to be moody. I'm going to continue to call it Moody Monday because I've already started it and I've started the hashtag. But if you want to call it Moody Monday and just, you know, show what you're doing for your donation, that's fine too. So this week I made 2 hats. I made these a little bit textured, so they took a little bit more effort. Plus I had a few other projects I was working on, so I only got 2 done. But I'm sure that by Christmas time, I'm going to have plenty of things to donate. So the first one, actually both of them kind of had the same theme. Early last week, we were getting the remnants of the hurricane that came through. But we weren't really getting a hurricane because we're far enough away that it wasn't devastating to us. But the weather was cold and rainy. And so I saw that I had some like thicker yarn that I had, and I wanted to use that for the hats because it was just chilly and I wanted something like chunky and warm at the time when I was making it. Now these aren't for me, but that was just my mood. My mood was chilly and cold and dreary. Now the colors that I chose are not dreary, but that was kind of what the weather was like. So I wanted to make something that was chunky and warm for that occasion. So for my first one, I made this. And this is made with Lion Brand Wool Ease. The color is Dreamcatcher. And it's 6 super bulky, 5 ounces. And it took the entire skein to make this. And in the back, you can see it didn't quite make it to my first stitch, but I didn't want to pull out that whole row and then just have a little bit left over. So what I did was I went to about here, and then I just did slip stitches in these stitches and attached it to the very first one and finished. So I don't think anybody would really notice, and I'm hoping that somebody would be happy to have this because I think it's a really pretty pattern. I just kind of made it up. I was looking for something with texture, so I used a little bit of front loop and then a little bit of like a puff here, and then I did the ribbing. And I'm sorry, I'm having trouble thinking what I'm, slip stitch, front post slip stitch. I'm sorry that took too long to remember. Okay, so that's that one. And then the next one is also chunky, big, textured. I did kind of the same thing, but I did 2 rows of it instead of the one, and then the ribbing. I was just experimenting with different textures because I think that's fun. And this was a Karen spice cake. This one is called Indigo Go. Indigo Go. It's 8 ounces, 100% acrylic, and I had this much left over. So this one did not take up the whole thing. And I could make it slightly larger. I'll just kind of give you an idea of the size. This is more the way that I really like to wear my hats because they cover up to the bottom of my ears. I hate having parts of my ears uncovered in a hat because then my ears get cold. And then this is the other one. This one didn't make it quite as long, but I think it's still long enough. Barely. My ears are sticking out a little bit, but I think most people would wear more this size, but I tend to make mine longer. So that is my Moody Monday. Tomorrow is Mandala Tuesday, and I'm going to start my tutorial Tuesday tomorrow since I completed my mandala blanket. So I'll show my mandala blanket, and then I'm going to move on to hashtag tutorial Tuesday. Tuesday tutorial. I have to double check which way that goes, if that's Tuesday tutorial or tutorial Tuesday. I'll put it in my description, but it's already a hashtag. It's not a hashtag that I made up. So I'm just going to kind of jump in with that bandwagon and do that. So I'll explain more about that tomorrow, but I hope you all have a great day. It's also Vlogtober, so I'm keeping up my streak here, and I'll see you all tomorrow.